The House will come to order. Prayer by the chaplain.
Good morning. My name is Daryl Toole, and I am an alcoholic. I am, but that's beside the point. I'm also tired, but my therapist says I cannot use tired as an emotion. Tired is not an emotion. 2 nights ago, I got a call at about 10:30 at night for a soldier in crisis in my brigade, and we took care of that. That took about 45 minutes. And then I had a member of my congregation with blood clots in his lungs and ended up at the St. Cloud Hospital visiting him till about 3:15 in the morning. And you were up here late last night, too. And so I was tired. But beyond the tired, I want you to know I was content. Because this is why God put me on this earth, to take care of people. And I know that you're tired. I know that it hurts sometimes. I know that it sucks sometimes to be you. And I know that you go home and you hear as much bad as you do good. If you get 51% good, you're doing pretty good, aren't you, on a good day? So with that said, I just want to say, thank you. I don't want your job. But thank you. You do fantastic work. And you're not going to hear it often enough, but God bless you going forward. So I do have a prayer for you. Here we go. Creator God, driving through the years with a heavy foot on the gas pedal and someone else riding the brake can be a challenge. But it seems that's what we're given to do here. And so as we head into the home stretch of the legislative session, bless us to use our hands in building your kingdom. Allow us to see beyond these walls and into your horizon. We ask for your continued care with our Red Bull brothers and sisters scattered throughout the Middle East and the world. And we share your hope in their safe return and the day when all wars will cease. That's not today. So be with us, the Red Devils, my brothers in aviation, as we prepare to deploy this fall. I ask you to be present with our families and the families of our legislators and staff here, as our work pulls us away far too much. Bless the workers, bless these workers of the legislative process to find success. Success not for them, not for their party, but for all of Minnesota. And P.S., God, guard us on our drive against all those who would throw things out the window or open the doors at 65 miles an hour. Amen. Thank you.
The chaplain for today is Daryl Toole from the 34th Combat Aviation Brigade, also pastor at South Santiago Lutheran Church, Becker, Minnesota. The Pledge of Allegiance. Please remain standing and recite the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The clerk will take the roll. The clerk will close the roll. A quorum is present. The clerk will read the journal of the preceding day.
Journal of the House, 91st Session, 2019, 43rd day, St. Paul, Minnesota, Monday, April 29th, 2019.
If there is no objection, further reading of the journal will be dispensed with, and the journal will be approved as corrected by the chief clerk. Hearing no objection, the journal is approved as corrected by the chief clerk.
Then we'll just wing it.
Do we know what the number is?
It's one bill.
Okay. Introduction of bills. The following House files have been offered for introduction today. The chief clerk will report the House files and give them their first reading.
Introduction of first reading of House File 2862.
Introduction and first reading House File 2862. Messages from the Senate.
Message from the Senate. Madam Speaker, I hereby announce the passage by the Senate of the following House file. herewith returned as amended by the Senate, in which amendments to concurrence of the House is respectfully requested. House File Number 2208, an act relating to state government establishing a budget for the economic development. Mahoney moves that the House refuse to concur in the Senate amendments to House File Number 2208, that the Speaker appoint a conference committee of 5 members of the House, and that the House requests that a like committee be appointed by the Senate to confer on the disagreeing votes of the two houses.
Representative Mahoney, do you prefer the House file or the Senate file? Representative Mahoney.
Always the best file, the House file, Madam Speaker.
Representative Mahoney moves that the House refuse to concur in the Senate amendments of House File 2208, and that the Speaker appoint a conference committee of 5 members of the House, and that the House requests a like committee be appointed by the Senate to confer on the disagreeing votes of the two houses. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, please say no. The motion prevails.
Madam Speaker, I hereby announce the passage by the Senate of the following Senate files herewith transmitted. Senate file numbers 326, 328, 646, 1703, and 1732. The message is signed Cal R. Ludeman, Secretary of the Senate.
First reading of Senate files.
First reading of Senate File Number 326, an act relating to health. Zerwas moved that Senate File Number 326 and House File Number 783, now on the General Register, be referred to the Chief Clerk for comparison.
Without objection, so ordered.
First reading Senate File Number 328, an act relating to health. Nash moved that Senate File 328, House File Number 1393, now on the General Register, be referred to the Chief Clerk for comparison.
Without objection, so ordered.
First reading Senate File Number 646, an act relating to transportation. Haley moved that House File Number 646, House File Number 548, now on the General Register, be referred to the Chief Clerk for comparison.
Without objection, so ordered.
First reading Senate File Number 1703, an act relating to commerce. Katuza Watun moved that Senate File Number 1703 and House File Number 1578, now on the General Register, be referred to the Chief Clerk for comparison.
Without objection, so ordered.
First reading Senate File Number 1732, an act relating to health. Robbins moved that Senate File Number 1732 and House File Number 1407, now on the General Register, be referred to the Chief Clerk for comparison.
Without objection, so ordered. Is Detmer ready? Is he ready? Representative Detmer, for what purpose do you rise?
Madam Speaker, point of personal privilege.
I'll allow it. Representative Detmer.
Okay, Madam Speaker, and everybody should have gotten a little article on your desk here, and I'd like to just say a few things about my friend, Representative Paul Marquardt. One of the first persons I met when I stepped on the House floor here was Representative Paul Marquardt, because we have a lot of things in common. He comes right up to me and we start chatting. Of course, we chatted about wrestling. Representative Marquardt wrestled in high school, went on to college, was an All-American at college in North Dakota. And we also have, our wives are the same name, spelled the same way, Colleen. And we went down to Austin, Minnesota this past weekend through a snowstorm. And I had an opportunity to see Representative Marquardt be inducted into the Minnesota Chapter National Wrestling Hall of Fame. This is quite an honor, and just to get to know him over the years that I've served here has been something that I really appreciate his friendship, and I'm not going to go through and read everything here. I would probably embarrass him, but he didn't want me to do anything. That's Representative Marquardt for you. But make sure you read through this. There's some things you probably never knew about him. Probably could say that about everybody here, that there's things that we don't know about each other, and I think it's important to get to know each other across the aisle. And I really appreciate what he's done, not only here in the legislature, but also in the world of sports, especially the sport of wrestling. and also his career as a teacher, and which we have in common too. So let's stand and congratulate Representative Marquardt.
Well, that wrestling background should serve him well in conference. Look out, Roger Chamberlain. Here comes Paul Marquardt. Representative Winkler.
Madam Speaker, first an announcement. DFL members, we will caucus immediately after the recess, and Rules Committee members, we will meet immediately in 1:20 after recess. And so, Madam Speaker, I move a recess to the call of the chair until approximately 11:30.
Representative Winkler moves a recess to the call of the chair until approximately 11:30. All those in favor, please say aye. Those opposed, please say no. The motion prevails. The House is in recess.